All right, guys. We're going to take would our quiz. I would make it two ways. I can make it. I can actually send it over to you guys to do it, and then to just give you like 5 minutes to go over it, and it should be about. It's not really that long, and that should be done within a minute or two. But for this one, this is the first quiz. So we'll just do it together, right? I'm going to share my screen. I think the subsequent one, I will send it through your WhatsApp and then everybody will attempt it. And then you put your name, put your this in, and you share and you do the quiz. For the first one, I would, because I need to be able to know the assessments, people's, where you guys at. Are. So let's take the first one. We'll be starting. So, okay, this one I've asked you guys to create the ID. Okay, this one is the first one, so I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to go. This is not because this is the first work that needs to be done. Tenant creation, which I've shown you guys, and then how many users. By now, I expected that everybody must have created at least about 10 users on this account. Then we'll go to the second one. Okay, so we'll take a look at the second one. So number three, the very first one will be when you create a member's account. So you drop your answer on this, and I'll get the charts. You just get your answer on this. I'm going to go once, and then from there I'll come over again and answer the rest. So just on your chat, just drop your answer. So the first one, it's when you create members account, a members account, meaning we have guest account, we have members accounts. I'm trying to explain it better for you now because I've asked you to create it now. Members can have full admin role. Is it true or false? You just put your answer there. The second one is when you create a guest account accounts in this case now can have full admin roles. True or false? Please put your answer there. Now, the next one is with guest account, will you need external ID for invitation? True or false? Put your answer there. Now, the types of account or group account on the types of group account on Entra ID are security groups and distribution group. Put your answer there, true or false. Types of accounts. It's supposed to be types of accounts. We would do well to, a type of group accounts on Entra, Entra ID and are security. Okay, the types of group accounts on Entra ID are security groups and distribution groups. Pardon the English use here because usually I give this to somebody to help me put this quiz here. So, and so take a look at this. I think my new rep will help me, filter some of these questions. Now, so true or false? So again, the last one, this is the fifth one. A user does not need a license to get user mailbox in Office 365. True or false? A user does not need a license to get user mailbox in Office 365. True or false? Some of them might be a little bit decent for you. So so I need response. So who want to go for the number one, the first one? 3. Anybody, you can raise your hand and then give us the answer. I believe by now you have all your answers. Yes, we have all your answers. Okay, I'm seeing all the answers here. So who want to tell us? You want me to pick from somebody who can echo it for us? The first one, when you create a members mailbox, members have full admin role. Member can have full. This is a possibility. member can have full admin role. Yes, it can have a full admin role, which is true. When a guest account, so when you create a guest account, which is if you're invited accounts now, I ask you to create a guest account. Guest account can have full admin role. Yes, a guest account can have full admin role as long as you provision that user, whether it's through XL. Of course, in this case, you have to use external ID, and then it's going to create something like EXT external ID with whatever account you use to create it. Yes, a guest account can have full admin role on that tenant. Usually, most times, this thing happens if you don't want a particular user to stay long. He's not a member of your organization, and they needed that person to come and help out. So of course, you can, the person can be invited with a different domain ID other than from the domain ID that's provisioned within the environment. And then the admin on your environment can provide that person a full admin role. With guest account, will you need external ID for invitation? Yes, you will need external ID for invitation. It is required that you put an external ID because it says it's a guest account. What types of group accounts are on extra and external entra ID? Oh, sorry. What types of group? The group account is supposed to be the group account on entra ID as security group and this. So now the statement, whether the statement is now true or false. Now this statement here is false because when you are creating group on entra ID, you only see security group and you see M365 group. So there's no distribution group in that place. Now, the last one, a user does not need license to get a mailbox in Office 365. A user does not need license to get user mailbox. I was specifically about it because you don't need a mailbox, you don't need license to create share mailbox. That's why I asked you guys to create share mailbox because you don't need a license to create that. So with that, you should be able to at least get understanding of this one that yes, for a user mailbox, you need a license, but with a share mailbox, you don't need a license. Now, with a share mailbox, you can also need a license, provided maybe you want to increase the quota for that share mailbox. Yes, you can get a user license, a share mailbox with license. Now, your share mailbox is something that is being shared by multiple people. In some case, if that share mailbox and it has about 50 gig by creation, when you guys create it, I'm going to show you some of the things that you guys created. And then you compare that mailbox with somebody who is also a user within the organization. You will realize that a user who has a license will have 100 gig, while the share mailbox that you have created will have 49.99 gig or thereabout, almost 50 gig by default. So that's just what that is. So let's quickly go to any question from anyone. Any question? Any question? Okay, so I assume that everybody now concerning the assignment last week, if you complete your assignment, just wave. If you complete your assignment, just wave. Complete your assignment, just wave that, oh, completed, or type completed. If you complete your assignment, wave or type completed. Okay. The rest of us, what happened? You don't have the time or have any difficulties on doing that and doing that? Hello, somebody want to say something? Let's open up. Let's say something. Or you want to type? Why why didn't I know a lot of people, yes, if you completed your assignment, given to you, yes, just wave. And then if you did not complete, or you did not do the assignment, what happened? Why didn't you do the assignment? Because, okay, tight work schedules. Okay, I understand. Okay, oh, you joining today. Okay, please make sure you read the other what's it called? Yes, I know a lot of people have tight schedule, but does you got to push yourself somehow, because this training, uh oh, somebody said it got easy on the fifth questions. Okay, what was the fifth question? So we have that. The fifth question, let me see. Yes, create Microsoft 365 group with users. Is there the under enter ID? You can always create this in Microsoft enter ID, Microsoft 365 group. You only just need to select, from the group when you want to go. You go to enter ID, except that maybe you are this. If you watch that video, it's very clear. So all you need to do is just go to enter ID from your admin center. You go to enter ID from there. You see users, and then you see you want to create a group. It will give you up two options. To give you whether you want to have security group or you want to have M365 group. That's it. So there is no issue there. Or you except you want to say something why you are unable to create it. Then under admin, there is a spot where you can have um a mail enabled security group. So that's under admin, and there's under say I'm admin, you can create a distribution group as well under admin. And then of course the under admin people have created share mailboxes. So please do well to follow through with our listening. Let me pull up the slide. So I believe what if I've not done it, please do. Very important. It's going to help us. I'm going to ask, again by the next class. If you have not done it, please do and send it over. All right. Okay. So we have um thanks for those people who have completed the this thing. So we have let me quickly pull up this. One moment. Trying to pull up a folder. All right. So this week quickly, we're gonna do some little bit of troubleshooting, and then we'll be making searches. Last week I asked us to create mailboxes, share mailboxes. Then I'm also going to be provide you guys need to have the access to our what's it called, our accounts, the user mailbox. Like I'm going to be showing us the one moment. Hmm. putting up my okay. So we have going to I'm not sure if I went through okay, yes. So let me quickly go through this explanation, and by tomorrow we'll be doing a lot of workflow, mail trace and all that. So we're going to really go through this. So I would go first with explanation, and then I expect everyone to really pay attention. Very, very key, for today, tomorrow. Very, very key. All right. So just watch over my, oh, sorry. That's already concluded. So watch over my notes here. So week 2, day 2 in our structure. So you don't need to bother yourself about this. So I know where we are. So we just finished it. So when we created those mailboxes, I believe we have those. Let me see again. Just to be on the safe side. So I'm not sure I'm not cutting anybody's head off. Yes, we treated, yeah. So just to be sure that I'm not taking, I want to be sure that I'm on the right. Okay, so with this, oh no, this is week 2. Okay. Oh, so I'm supposed to we went through this last time. Okay. Not sure if no. I'm not sure we have delegate member created account resources. Yeah, so we went through this last time, if I'm correct. Did I go through this last time with you guys? I'm not sure if I went through this one last time. Oh. Okay, I'm not sure I went through this last time with you guys. Okay, no. Okay, so let's start with this. So thanks that I have to quickly put up. Remember that I didn't go through this last time. Okay, thank you guys. So with 2 day 1. So now let's quickly take a look at this. We'll look at different admin centers, and then we'll understand some of the things we've been talking about. So we have right now, before now, I've introduced you to Entra ID. I've introduced you to Admin Center, which is the first place, admin.microsoft.com. That's where they first get to. Then from there, we went to Entra ID, where you create a user's account, your account, and whatever you created there too can also be helpful in order to go. Then we'll look at different groups, on both sides, on admin and also on Entra. Now, this week, we're going to be starting off with the admin center and exchange center. Now, what I just want you to have at the back of your mind is that when it comes to exchange, we are talking about anything that has to do with email properties. Admin too has some level of that, but not all. But when it comes to the authority in terms of emails, you will see it in admin exchange SM admin center. And that was why you are able to, on the admin, the best you can do on the admin is to provide license for a user, and automatically that license for a user mailbox, it will just provision that by default. You just need to put that. So it's only on admin that you can put a license. You can't put a license for a user on Exchange. However, you can also create a share mailbox in admin, and that's what some of you must have done already as part of a class before this class. And then, but the authority again that holds the share mailbox, anything at all that has to do with mailbox or email is Exchange Center, which you can also say is Exchange Server, but in this case, just Exchange Center, Admin Center. So then I'm going to take a look at that. And then, so the difference between these, so like I said, email properties, general service properties. So let's quickly take a look at what we're talking about to have good understanding. So this is my admin center where I have active users and all that. But let's go to Exchange. This is our Exchange. This carries everything that you are going to be doing here must carry email properties. You understand? Must carry email properties. Look at your Exchange. You see, it has user ID and then it has recipient type. So if you did not provision any address, any license, a user was created. Maybe a user is created on the admin center, but that user does not have license, or that user is not a share mailbox, then you are not going to see it here, because this one only take care of any emails sending, any mail receiving. And then, so if you create a user that doesn't have a mailbox where it stores the data of its mailbox, then it has nothing to do with this one. So we have now let's take a look at comparing the two ends. Now, on here, you see the recipients. You see the recipients here, because share mailboxes, and then at some time you also see recipients called user mailbox. So this Alex Weber, for instance, has a license attached to this, and that's why it's coming out to be user mailbox. But if it doesn't have like something like app3, app2, it means that, and it doesn't have a license, then it means that it's going to be on the share mailbox. That's what it means. Now, so you look at this, the structure of this thing, and then I also want us to take a look at this admin. This is recipients, and then recipients now it includes mailbox, groups, resources, contacts. We're going to take them one by one. For mailbox is what you're seeing, include users and the mailbox itself. And then for group includes the you know how groups work generally. So for group, when we click on group, what do you see? You see number of things. You see about 4 things here. But when you click on groups here, one minute. Sorry. So we have active. So when you look at this group, so you see 365 group, distribution list, dynamic distribution list, email enabled security. Now you see another thing is added to it already, but that's where part of what we are going to paying attention to. On this one, when you go to groups, either active team and groups, you will also see you see teams here, but the other one there's no teams there. You see M35 group, you see division group, and a list, or the same thing as division list, and then security group. Then of course, when you come over to exchange, you see E, you see A. If you come over to exchange, same is claiming that they don't. I mean, this is you have distribution list, you have dynamic distribution list, you have email. That's just the same thing we have on the other one. Now, what changed? Here you see dynamic distribution list. Yeah, under the mail enable, you see that you can create a mail, but the same way you can create it under this. Oh, sorry. Under yes, you can create it here too. Under security, you could see you can create mail enable group here, and then you can create security group. Now, when you come to Exchange, if you come over here, you will see that only one option is given to you. You can only create 365 recommended. That means you can't create. Yes, okay. I think you can even choose mail enable security group. Yes, exactly. So these are all the other groups that will be shown here. So you could see here. So, and then you can go ahead and create your group. So you are going to be creating. Yeah, and already last time I asked you guys to create M365 group, which is in Intra. But here on Exchange, you have to be able to create groups. So one of them is this one. Security group. You can create security group here. You can create mail enable security group here. Security. If they give you how do I put it now? Let me go back a little. So this our mail enabled groups, you can create it here straight away, and then just mail enable security group straight away and just go straight. So it's the same pattern is used for everything. So dynamic distribution is different. The difference between I explained this one last time that distribution list is when you query, you have 5 people or 10 people and you want to send email to everybody at the same time. What do? Create a group, name it a group, add all those 5 people into it. Whenever you want to send to that distribution group ID. What happens? All the 5 people will receive the mail. That's your broadcasting. Now, if it's M365 group is for collaboration, it's not broadcasting. It means that this particular group is associated, can be associated with Teams or may not be associated with Teams. It can be it can just create a share mailbox for us and we are fine. We don't need your data. Yes, in this case, but if it's going to require Teams, then you create another group called like under here. Sorry, this is this is Exchange. Yeah. So we have under here, you see Teams. You create the one with Teams here means that there's a team collaborations in this, different from this one. Even though 2 of them are called Teams and Microsoft 365. But here, you see, when you create this, when you create the Add plus team, is going to come with these teams. When you create only this one, it's just going to come with just this one. So that's just the difference between that. Now, specifically, let's wrap it up. On your active group, you can create a group with teams and M365 group. M365 group is here, and then a group with a team. On the distribution list, you can create distribution list. Security group, which is going to be giving permission to people to say, oh, we submitted the group. No, you can create under admin, you can create sensitive group, you can create a mail enable security group. Again, what just security and then be getting email. Now, when it comes to Exchange, what can you do? These are the things you can do. Now, you can send email, you can create a mail enable security group, or you cannot create security group. Like I told you, because it has no business with anything that doesn't have email, even though it's a security group, even though it's a group. But in this case, it doesn't have anything to do with email. So it's only used for permission. So Exchange doesn't need that. Distribution group, yes, that's something to do with email because it's going to be broadcasting, with email. Then the Exchange needs that. Now, this last one here, say always team to collaborate by giving them a group final and share workspace with conversations, files, and calendars in Outlook. So Now, what this is, when you create it, add members to it, every member, so you add member to it, and then whatever you give permission to that member, all of them will be able to share everything on Outlook, everything on groups, anything that you see on that particular mailbox. So that's what this is all about. So, and then you go through the basics, name the group. You don't need to, put any descriptions. Um, So then the group owner, you can create a group owner, member, add member, settings. Then if you just copy your group email address and all that, and that's it and finish. It's as simple as that. So you can also try that out. Now, so that's one thing about the group difference. Yes, did you want to ask a question?
Yeah, my question would be when you want to create the mail enabled security group, I noticed that it doesn't list the entire users. Does that relate to what you mentioned earlier that Exchange only exposes people that have a user mailbox licenses? Like I tried that and I wasn't able to see the entire user list. I saw like few owners and members to add when I wanted to create the mail enabled security group.
Yes, mail enable security group will. Where did you want to create? Where did you want to create? Where did you want to create it?
Both from admin and the exchange. So like if you go through that process that you
Yeah.
just
Okay.
like add
So
group.
let add a group, mail
Hmm.
enable security group, and then you choose mail enable security group, right?
Yeah, yes.
And then let's put a name in one. Let's say, for instance, let's just go over it, you know,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to put myself as the owner.
So this list now doesn't show all the users. It shows just like few people here.
Yeah. So, and then these users that are here, what do you think about these users that you're seeing?
Yeah, that's so my question is, are they just the users that have user mailbox licenses?
Yes, so that's exactly what you're saying.
Okay.
Exactly. So, and then, so those are the ones that have user mailboxes. Um, Now I'm just wondering if, uh, yeah, I get what you're saying now. So these are likely going to be those who have user mailbox and then in some cases has a mailbox. I mean, we can verify that.
Okay.
So we have user one. If user one happens to be a share mailbox and then maybe has an ID, we can just check that in a moment. One moment. So we have this one is under exchange now. I'm doing the under exchange. This is under exchange. Let's see what is user one. It's a good question you raise because so user one definitely has a license and it's has a user mailbox straight away. Now we have yes, so Mohammed, Mohammed, right? Hello. Yes, doesn't have this in. See, this one did not show up. This seems to be an external ID. So external. So it's online, even though it's a guest account. So so it's not there. Yes. So the correct thing would be that yes, you must have a mail attribute. Um, and then because it's a security group, it concerns about the users. But if you are dealing with distribution group, you don't need. Let's try and check distribution group. Okay, so I'm going to go back. Distribution list. We are coming back to dynamic soon. Why I asked you guys to create. those users, which we are going to try it out. So we have okay, so creating distribution list, we have distribution list. So let's add members here. So now, do you see all your members are more here?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so means that you can add, there are several ones that we have created, all the share mailboxes that are showing up here. And then I can tell you, you might, let me see if there are other accounts. Yes, so the members. If I even want this, there's a way I will check this now to make sure that it goes outside. Part of the creation of that group to be sure that I can receive or send from outside. So you could also add external ID to this particular mailbox. So these are the things that you will see, the difference you will see, which is a good question that you've asked. So now, so that's on that. I hope everybody gets that. So there are two different things. And then if you are now creating, you see now there is no security group here because it doesn't ask to do. But of course, when you go to either the admin center or you go to the Entra ID, you are going to see security group there. So here under admin center, under admin center, where's that? Teams and group. Then you see a security group. And then in security group, you don't need, see, except you click this one. If it's security group here, name one. So in security group, Azure role can be assigned. Now I don't need Azure role that can be assigned. You see, just create a group. It doesn't matter. Now let's create the group because it doesn't need a member. You don't need a member to create a security group. Now, however, let's try to add members to it. Now, adding members to this security group, of course, could say members, add members. Let's see the members that we have. From admin now. Yeah, so these members that you have, so it doesn't matter whether they have, so what he is seeing here is only seeing the ID, he's not seeing the mailbox. You understand? He's only seeing the ID, he's not seeing the mailbox. Now, do you notice that, some of these, if you have an ID, some of there are, I see that some of these are just an account that are being created. Maybe when you are creating your account and all that, so that's what matters to this. So all these IDs, yes, it looks as if it's a mailbox, but it's not a mailbox. It only focus on the UPN. I mean, I'm going to be separating it now because email address is same thing, something that we'll call UPN. This VPN is what you use to sign in. If what we provided for you, you will realize that when we created accounts for each of you, your account doesn't have a mailbox. But it's until we go and add a license to that mailbox, to that account, then it now has a mailbox. You also realize that when you go and create a share mailbox, it will also have an ID, even though you have created the IA mailbox. But the focus here is that when we are talking about security group, it's talking about an account that have been created that can have a permission. meaning that an account that you've been created, maybe user one, user two, all these users that you have created, all those, there becomes an account. So those accounts that you have created, they don't have mailbox, but you can give them privileges that will make them to begin to function just like an admin. Does that make sense? So and that's what it is. So I just want you to be familiar with the differences. Be familiar with the differences. Take time to go over this. Practice with it. It's a work area. Nobody's taking it from you, at least for the next 2 weeks. Work around it. Get yourself familiar with it, right? So last part of it, it's so we've already talked about contact. We'll be talking briefly on contacts, add contact to the directory, guest users. We already know about this. And then what happened to our deleted users? If we delete users, how long is it going to take? It's going to take 30 days. We have guest users. I think it takes about 7 days for that invitation to be received. Then we have contacts that can be added to the directory. So let's just say you wanted to send email to somebody. And then if you want to send email to somebody that are not, they may not necessarily be on your in your environment, in your they may not necessarily be in your, how do I put it now? They are not the member of your staff. They don't need to be a member of your staff. Let's say they are vendors. Maybe you have a banker, you have and then maybe had the banker using maybe Yahoo address, or you have somebody that supplies you newspaper, and then it has a particular address. Definitely, you are not going to be inviting that person as a guest. All you need to do is just create a contact, because what you need to do is whenever you want to send emails, just type the name of that person and send it. And let's take a look at a typical of an Outlook. Now, this is a new email, right? And I wanted to send email to somebody. You see the way I put it, you figured out all these names. You see that one person is there, is in it. The other person is different ID. But I don't need to know this. I just type the name of that person and it comes to me. That is the power of contacts. So you need to create, you can have several organizations, you create contacts so that contact will be there, so that they don't need to be looking for, where is the email address of this person? Where's the email address of this person? Just like you have on your phone, when you create name to the numbers of all your people. So when time you needed them, you don't need to start looking for what's the number of this person. Does that make sense? Now, that's what this contact is doing. So what contact is doing is to help you organize the environment. And so when you go to this, so one of the assignments that will be happening is that you are going to create contacts, multiple contacts. It doesn't necessarily need to be, it could be, it could be your Yahoo, Gmail, whatever it is. Create at least about 3 contacts. And then you also, then I'm going to also introduce you to how to check emails now, and then to use the existing accounts that we have, because we are looking at the group and also mailboxes. So when you come over here, active users, and then we look at this already. I don't know if I've shown this one before. So we have M365 group, teams for collaborations and SharePoint, distribution group or list for email distribution, security groups for granting permission, and then group delete, can automatically go, except for M365 group, which takes 30 days. And why? This holding data. Every other group is not holding any data. The only reason why, when you delete a group, it will go immediately is because they are not holding any data. The only one that is used for collaboration is this one, M365 group, and which you can create on the admin center, and then also you can create it also on Entra. So they usually hold data. So for collaborations, maybe, and things like that. So it takes a while to say, oh, I no longer need this one, then it can go. Now, but any other one, if you mistake and you delete a security group, that is gone. So you need to be careful with the distance. So I'm going to introduce us to mailbox now, how to check mailbox with existing what we have. Now, I explained this one in a bit that yes, share mailbox is jointly used. I've asked you guys to create it already. And then I'm going to just put up on delegation. Then the other thing you are going to create. So if you are going to create, we call resource mailbox, resource or room mailboxes. I'm going to be explaining this one in a bit before we go into the assignment, classwork and assignment. Excuse me. So classwork and assignment. So we're going to quickly do that. So we have so our classwork we're supposed to be able to add to take a look at it. Members view from Outlook, create share mailbox which we have done, assign members, delegated member, create resource mailbox we are going to do now. I'm going to quickly do that in a bit. Let me get somebody. Okay, with 30 days deletion. I was saying it will take 30 days for deletion to take effect. Yes, it will be deleted, but it's going to be, you can reverse it. So what that means is that if you still need within that 30 days, you can still get it back. Okay, so let's quickly switch out. So what you are going to be doing, I'm going to do a sample of that. I'm going to be showing you around what you are going to be doing. And this number one is that now you have access to share mailbox. You have access to your share mailbox. Let's take a look at now the two. One of the differences we are going to be looking. I asked you to create share mailbox where under admin center. I did not ask you to create share mailbox on the exchange center. Now, so you can create more share mailbox on the exchange, which I'm going to be explaining to you more. Now, if you see here under Teams, it's on admin center here. I ask you to go over here and then under here and then create share mailbox here. So, and a lot of who have created share mailbox. So now share mailbox is used by multiple people, right? Then it means that when you click on one of them, it will give you options. You see the difference I'm also going to show you here when you create it here, or when you come over to see it here, you see here, read and manage permission, send as permission, send on behalf permission. So what does this mean for your share mailbox? And then we also go to and check the mailbox too. And then we also go to that. So that same thing to also, we're going to go and check it on the mailbox. Now, what this means is this. When you want to give somebody, when you click on this one and you want to give somebody a permission, let's say you want to give this person a permission, for instance. So it means that that is the person can only read. Sorry, excuse me. This person can only read. So I've added this person here now. So which you are going to be doing as well. You see, one person has been added to this. But can this person use this mailbox to send? This person will not be able to send through this mailbox. When I'm checking through my mailbox, I can read content on these emails that's coming to this mailbox, but I cannot use that mailbox to send. Now, I'm going to give you an example. Look at here. Look at my mailbox here. You see, this is my main email box, but I can also send email from several email boxes that are here. You see, if I decide to say I want to send email from one of my ID, I could just, because all this one I have permissions to them. So I can send email from here. Well, assuming I don't have email permission from here, I will not be able to send from here. So basically this is my Outlook now. So I could send email from here. So again, so now in your own case, I have asked you to create all those share mailboxes. The user you are going to be using are all the users that have licenses. You can pick on one of the users and then use that to control all the mailboxes. And I'm going to explain why. Explain in details. So first, understand the permission. Now, this one means the person can send. Now, this one means that you can send on behalf of permissions. So what does this mean? Now, if I needed to send email, let's say a secretary, if you are in the organization, they ask you, can you provide access to this mailbox? Maybe it's the CEO. And then they said, oh, the secretary, provide the secretary permission to the CEO's mailbox. And then most of the time, you have to grant send on behalf. Why? Because when that person is sending it, it will show that, oh, is the CEO is sending his message to all the board of directors, for instance, but he's sending it through the email of the secretary. So there will be a note that will be showing there in the ID when the person receives it that, oh, this person is sending this on behalf of EMD. In most cases, if you want somebody to help you to be replying your emails, so whoever is receiving that mail knows that, oh, it is the secretary who has helped to help the secretary. But in the case where you don't care whether somebody, because this one can easily be this more of impersonation. You can impersonate somebody with this. So for instance, this adapt text is used by a company. And then we have myself, with my name is Ajay, and then I want to send email from this email. So whoever I'm receiving this email, if I have send as permission, whoever that receiving this email will not see me as sender, will see this as a sender, even though I'm sending it from my own inbox. And that's exactly what's happening here. So if I'm sending this from here and I'm sending this, so if as far as I'm sending from here, whoever that is seeing it will see that, oh, it's coming from here, even though this is not my main email. So again, if I decide to use info at something, let's say info at MGP, for instance, now it will be showing the name of this mailbox, even though my own account, I hold this, my own account email is this one, but it's showing that I'm sending from here. Does that make sense? So you need to have that concept, because these are things, some of the admin work you are going to be doing, they'll be asking you to grant somebody email access, understand, number one, understand what they need, make sure that you understand exactly what they need, and then grant them the exact permissions that is required. And oftentimes you have the privilege to be able to grant them. And then they have to put you in that position of trust to be able to say, okay, you as an admin, you should be able to grant this test, these permissions here and there. So very, very important, very, very important. So not everybody will have admin. So the account that has been given to you already has Exchange admin account, that's why you can be able to create, you can be able to assign permission, because it already has. Ordinary person working in the organization will not have it. And that's why whatever has been provided for you, it shows that you can be able to create those things yourself and then grant permissions. Now, that is aspect of on this one. Now, adept test. Let's go and see adept test on the Exchange side. On that mailboxes, of course, it's going to be here. So this is adept test. And then let's go to the delegation. Do you see the difference here? This one says send us. This is full access. Read full access and behave as a mailbox owner. This one explain it more. Now, because the other one has to do with admin, that's again, you see that the features here is shown under admin center, but it's not showing under this. But of course, you can send, to this. I was okay. I think I was giving this. So read under the Exchange. It has given me to read, just to read, but it didn't give me send. So I can't send. So you need to ask them what kind of permissions, and then that's giving you. Again, you can do only send on behalf on this part. So please take note of some of these things. I need to just make sure that you get the whole gist. So now, the user you are going to use, when you are trying to put delegation, on those users, you will see users that have mailbox licenses. Now you see all these accounts that has T. Those accounts, you can use them. So, you can use this account to log in. You can log into this account, right? And they will be providing you password to this account. And you can log into this account, and then the password will be provided for you. You don't need to change the password. It's there. So when you go there, and then when you are trying to check your Outlook, just go to Outlook dot I'm going to bring one out here now. Just go to Outlook. I'm going to put that. There are two ways you can check your Outlook. This is outlook.office.no. Then you can also install your what's it called? You can install Outlook on your system. But because most cases, if your system, can take two profiles, that's fine. Because most cases, it's Microsoft, your system, your laptop is already customized, so you can just quickly go to your another browser. If your own permission as an admin is say on the incognito on the just you see me, I'm using two environments now. You see my ID here is different from see my ID here. My ID here is this, the same you are using. If I needed to use another environment, I could just go to this one. I could just use in private mode, and then I could just use this one. So I can then open the different accounts, So it's going to give me opportunity to provide a different account here. So then I can then go to maybe a delay or whatever account that is here, Alex Weaver, and just say, okay, Alex Weaver, if I have access to Alex Weaver, then I'll provide the ID and I'll provide the email. So with that, Alex Weaver can open up, so I just copied this one. I hope I have the email somewhere else. I mean the password. I'm going to send the password to you guys. First of all, let me put the this in here. Let me stop sharing. I want to put the email. I'm going to send the password to everyone. The link we are going to use to check your So I will send the password soon, immediately after the class. So just want to be sure. Then you go through that process. Then I'll also give you outline of what you are going to go through. Now, sharing my mailbox, so I need to show you exactly what the process is going to look like. Number one, the process is going to look like the experience you are going to have is going to look like what I'm about to share. Now you could see here, this is my home account, and I just put this one there. And then because I already log into this account, you are going to go through that login. And then it's going to show me. If you guys have difficulty in signing it, just let me know. I'm going to try to, because I may have to remove the MFA, for you so that everybody can sign it. You could see here, this is my official mail. This is my official mail, right? For the company. Now, if I want to open another mail that I have delegated access on, what I need to do, I'll click on where my name, my picture is, and you see open another mail. That means I want to open another mail, which is going to be your own experience now. And I'm going to tell you the reason why you are going to do that. Now, I want to open another mail. So let me open another mail that I have access to. I have access to a dot. So I have access to this one. If I try to open it, it's going to open for me. Now you see this email, this one is this one is a different email address. A different email has a different IDs. But I could use my original, you see, it's seriously showing my this, even though I'm in a different emails. And I can send email from here. And it will be showing this ID. But I am using this to enter into another mailbox. So take for instance, you are using Alex Weber T, and I decide to grant Alex Weber all the share mailboxes you have created. What you are saying is that you can actually access each of the share mailbox you have created through Alex Weber. Does that make sense? So, and that's where I'm going, because we are going to be sending emails within those places. And that's what we are going to be using for our email flow tomorrow. So because we have to query the emails we sent. So part of what you are going to do is when you have access to any of those T accounts, use them when you have access to them, use them to grant access to from your email box, because you have an ID already, which is an admin. So that access you have now, you as an administrator, you are the one who is going to be granting access to from maybe a T account, from all the T accounts, you are going to be providing that to all the share mailbox you have created. And then in the other words too, you will also go to each of these mailboxes you have created, and they try to send emails either to Alex Weber or to any one of the mailboxes you have created. Send emails across them. Do you understand? For instance, now I could decide to say, okay, this is email now, and I say I want to create a mailbox. I want to send a mailbox. Even though this one is by default, I could just say, okay, I'm sending. Okay, I'm sending from here because I'm opening from here. So I can say, oh, forget about this one, and then I'm sending to my same email address by this, right? I can say test one, say test one, right? So if I send it to this, it's coming from here. I'm supposed to be getting it also from here, right? Because there are two different emails. So if I send this now, I should be able to get it here. Do you see? And then I get it here, even though ignore this one, but it's coming from here. It's coming from this, right? So that's what we are going to be doing, because we are going to be doing the mail flow tomorrow. So, and that will help us to go through what we are talking about. So your assignment, I'm going to be putting it up there. I'm going to give you the password to this. Guys, go over there and check it through, and it will be easy for you. These are C elementary, to be frank with you. They're just little things. At least at the entry level job, you can really get this. Of course, we want you to go higher and then know much about what will give you more, or what to make you to be able to earn more in industry. There's no two way about it. You just have to go through the process. I don't tell people that, oh, don't worry. No, if it's either you're ready to work it out or not. So nobody's going to grant you any money, any free money. They are going to grant you money based on what you know. They can only grant you based on what you know and then based on what you are to. And they don't think people like you. I don't believe that either white or black people like you, but they like the fact that you can provide them solution. And they are only paying you based on that. So I already told my service. So if I have white Caucasians that I have to tell or I have to tell, okay, do this, do that, they put me in that position because they know that, okay, I know what I know. And then some people have to learn and be able to know. So my point is make sure you know more than others that can give you the advantage that can be able to say, oh, even though we don't like your skin color or whatever it is, if it's you are a black person, and then they said, oh, but again, they don't have any option because you know what they don't know, and then they can pay you for what they cannot be able to do. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to stop sharing here. Any questions here? So at the end of the day, oh, there's something we have not done. We'll put that to tomorrow. Please remind me how to create share resource mailbox, because already you guys are going to work with sending emails. You are going to work with yes, majorly sending emails, view from Outlook, interact with the Exchange Admin Center. If you want to create more share mailbox, you can create more share mailbox. You have to give delegation. Now you have to be able to view from Outlook, send emails for mail flow, give delegations. Then we'll talk about resource mailbox tomorrow as one of the things we are going to be doing tomorrow. I'm not sure. I think if you can create share resource mailbox, that's fine. But I think it's pretty much easy. I mean, I can actually just touch a bit if you guys not overcrowded. So the resource mailbox you can create is either part. So all you need to do is from here, a little bit explanation on the admin center. You can create it from admin center. You can also create it from exchange mailbox. Now, just think 1 minute. Like let's say you have a group of marketers. Let's say you have about 20 marketers and you have one car. What do you need to do? And then all of them are saying, oh, I need this card, so I now have an appointment so to go and meet my client and all that. What do you do? What you do is simply to say that, okay, I will create identity for that car. And I will say that anytime you need it, you book when you need it. So basically what you do is that Mr. A might say, oh, I need it on Monday by 10. Mr. B say, oh, I need it on same Monday by 12. Another person, I need it by so the same thing with projector, the same thing with the office equipment. So that's why you see something like called rooms and equipment. And then, so if I want to create something or a projector, you see a car 101, you see room, let's say they want to have a room for conference or whatever, what do? You create it. You create it and then you can name it anything. Whether it's equipment or a room. Equipment can be a car, it could be a projector, or it could be a room that somebody is using for conference and then somebody needs it. So when you create it, somebody can then book for it. When they book for it, and then you could just, I'm going to have this as part of your assignment, just create, at least about 5, room mailbox and about 5 equipment mailboxes. It's very pretty much easy straight away to create. You have the permissions already. 5 room mailbox and then 5 equipment mailbox. You don't need maybe 2 equipment. Don't worry. Just create two room mailbox and then 2 equipment mailbox. Because you can only use equipment from the other car or projector, and then maybe rooms 1 or room 2 or something. Just 2 is enough. So I'm going to put the assignment there for you. So anything, basically, and then we'll review tomorrow. If you have any problem, we'll review tomorrow. Any question? Any question? Okay, so if there are no questions, I think we should just you know, call it a day. I will put this and then I'll give you the, I don't know where I kept the password. I don't want to start resetting it because some other person might be using it. So I'll put the password for that, for those, all the T accounts. You understand? So thank you guys. Have a great, day. We'll see you tomorrow.